Now, Bars, that can be tough, right? Because you have a quota over your head, right? And so just meeting the quota, maybe they're a little outside of that ICP, but we got to bring the revenue in. But one of the hardest things as a chief revenue officer to do is to say no, right? To say no, that's not a deal we want to bring in, because it goes to right to what Rhiannon was saying before is those are not going to be the ideal. They're going to churn. And ultimately, it's going to cost the organization a lot more. We're going to be working a lot harder to really service and make happy these customers that aren't the right fit for us. And I know inside of your organizations, and SaaS organizations are, they're no exception to this. Our NRR score is one of the most important key metrics that we have, right? And that is so tied to existing customers and growing existing customers. And we can't just look, oh, it's time for renewal. How's this going, right? How's the relationship going? We better jump in there and see if they're going to renew. Rhiannon, you brought the subject up of the importance of focusing on our existing customers. We can be very new logo focused, but I think it was Forrester said 73% of B2B revenue, new annual revenue, should be coming from existing clients. Why aren't we as focused on our existing clients as Boris was just talking about, right? Get in the room, doing a customer advisory board, like really learn the voice of the customer and help it drive. Why are we so new logo focused? And is that hurting us?
Listen, I think a balance is important. There's a philosophy that if you're too focused on existing customers, you kind of cap the revenue potential and earnings potential for the business. And to be sure, not all businesses are set up in a way that they have additional expansion capabilities for existing clients, right? I mean, Bars and I tend to work for organizations that have a wider product suite, plenty of upsell opportunity. That's not the case for all B2B companies. But, new logo acquisition is obviously just like any consumer business, new customer acquisition is a super important metric. And that tends to be where the board focuses, where the executive leadership team focuses, and where you ultimately see the growth potential in businesses. But in times like these, when customer acquisition costs is becoming increasingly more, you might want to shift that balance a bit to focusing on existing clients if you have new products to bring to them, new value to offer. We definitely see in the market consolidation of vendors, particularly at times like now. A lot of companies are not out looking for new solutions. They're actually going to their existing solution providers and asking for more capabilities rather than trying to add on to their tech stack. So leaning into that, organizations that have the opportunity and the potential to listen to customers and lean into that to develop new capabilities and new things to bring to offer those clients, not only deepens the stickiness with existing customers, but equally offers additional revenue potential. But it's just not, conditioned in this hyper growth phase that we've been through over the past couple of years with tech acquisition, which has long fallen off. There was this concept of land grab and wanting to go out and acquire new logos. And I think there's a bit of a hangover from that